really twisted up is the idea that there's no right and wrong.
Yeah.
And so what I wanted to know is, can you elaborate a bit on the idea that something like the Holocaust or genocide is neither right or wrong?
No, in a sense you can't. Or again, we're talking about two different realities here. So in the artificial reality, there is absolutely right and wrong, and those qualities are very real, or better or worse, where we are. Because, of course, the individual lives in a dual world. So, because it's a dual world, then there's right or wrong, and obviously the purpose of the life that I lead is to move towards goodness or the right, let's say in simple terms. So that's an absolute reality for the individual. Therefore, the Holocaust is wrong, and we've got to do something about never letting it happen again. It's a world, it's a dual world of good and evil. To then say to that individual who lives in that world, and not only believes it, but senses, this double-edged sort of existence, to say to that individual, the Holocaust is just something happening, and even worse, which is the actual natural reality, that the Holocaust is simply another expression of unconditional love. Wow. It's just because it's rather like saying, what's it like to see? It's actually the same construct. The reality is that there is only unconditional love, and everything that happens within that is that. So unconditional love is terror. It's not up in a pink cloud looking down and blessing what awful things happen in the world and trying to love them and forgive them. This is crap out of the head. The fact is that this is unconditional wholeness, this is unicity, and it is unconditional love. And the Holocaust is what happens. So there's no answer. The only, to go a bit deeper with this, is that in the natural reality, it is absolutely apparent that nothing is happening. So what seems to be happening comes out of a no thing. Therefore, what seems to be happening is completely and utterly neutral. Because it's no thing happening. It doesn't have an agenda about good and bad. It just is what it is. So it's a totally neutral energy in those terms. So the Holocaust, you could say, although the Holocaust is balanced by something else. So that it's all held in total balance. So if you said that the Holocaust was evil to 1 out of 10 to the extent of 9, then there's also a goodness somewhere else to the extent of 9, which keeps it becoming. But there isn't something out there doing all that. That apparently neutral energy is simply the reality.
Yeah, I was just of something on this level of reality, that the violence that occurs in something like the Holocaust or genocide is resulting from the separation that you were talking about, or is that just more story?
No, it's a story.
Yeah.
Nothing in a way results from separation, because separation is also a myth. That would imply that there's such a thing as cause and effect. In the artificial reality, cause and effect is absolutely believed in. Because in the natural reality, it is seen that there is nothing happening. This is nothing happening.
Thank you.
Did you want to ask something?
And the question was consequence. Everything was happening as a consequence.
Yes, so there's no consequence.
Yes, but on the other hand side, then this is only a kind of projection What is the idea of cause and effect into it?
Yeah, it's a projection out of a dual world or a dual appearance, a dual reality. In the dual reality of the individual, there are two things. Everything is split. So everything is split, therefore there's a journey, therefore there's a better journey and a worse journey, and therefore, there's a projection that there's good and bad.
So cause and effect has no cause.
Sorry?
Cause and effect has no cause.
There's no cause. There's
no cause for cause and effect.
No
cause for cause and effect.
Because there's nothing happening. How can there be cause and effect?
Anyway, the things already passed. The past is also a projection.
There's no part, yeah.
The past is also.
Yeah, like how can this work? Then that would mean that the energy here is somehow different from somewhere.
But only is happening. Of course, there's nothing happening. But what seems to apparently happen is that people come here thinking something is happening or will happen, and that can collapse, apparently.
Could you say something again? What we are?
I can say there's no we. That's all. There isn't a what we are because there's no we.
How it is?
The we that we think we are is an appearance. It means the self that we becomes embodied. That's uncertainty about it's just a myth. But for the individual, it feels real.
And now it's not describable when we say it's unconditional love, for example.
It can't be described. Unconditional love for the individual is totally fine. Which is because it's completely impersonal. The love that the individual thinks of as love is invariably a need to comfort, a need to give or take. Unconditional love is unconditioned.
Or maybe
So it has no agenda. It's just uncaused, unrelated energy. It doesn't lean this way or that way because it is all embrace. It's the only thing in this room. Already.
Or maybe call it dance.
Dance. Is Indian and romantic.
I like that.
It's the dance. It's the play of consciousness. Nice idea. It sort of gives some sort of identity to it, as though it's some sort of floating pink thing that dances.
Floating pink thing?
It's not like that, so it's much nastier than
It's pretty simple, isn't it?
it's totally enough, isn't it?
It's complete, simple.
It is, yeah. What we're looking for is so simple and obvious. That's how the individual seeker can't find it. Because what we're looking for is already everything. So if we're looking for everything, how can we ever find it when it's already everything? Why would there be any need to find it when it's this? Look, it's here already. We're searching around for something that's here already. Hi!
So, for example, there's walking. Could say there's just walking without anyone walking.
Well, there is only what there is without anyone. But what arises in that is the idea that there's someone that what is happening to. And that's when it gets wobbly. So people, somebody will hear about a great new guru somewhere that's going to give them, seems to be the one. And so they travel halfway across the world to see this guy who's sitting in a cave eating rice with thousands of people. Usually, isn't it rice? And then they're walking up the hill to go and see this. And what's amazing and unbelievably sweet in a way is that the steps they're taking are what they're looking for. And they didn't need to go out of their house. Because what they long for is that there's never that.
When I will be dead, or after suicide, there will be this. And I thought this could be some hope that after death there will be this.
This love, that's called it love.
Yes.
Yes, there will be, but not for you.
Yes.
It's still true.
If this love is this, so I can also stay alive. There is no change. If this is it, so.
Yeah, absolutely. And who's going to commit suicide?
Yeah, sure.
I mean, there is something about death in this, because this communication is about death. It's about the death of that which lives in the separate reality. It's simply death. It is the end of something. This is about the end of something. Of course, in another sense, there is no end because there's no beginning.
And with Zen, there is no feeling of rejection, there is no feeling of need anymore.
No, there's nothing but what is.
Yes, it seems very different from what I'm experiencing.
It's totally different. But I have to say that also what is realised by no one is that what is also seeking what is. The seeking and separation are just as much unconditional rather than anything else. Which when that's being realised by no one is wonderful in a sense because it's all embracing. But of course it's of no use to the individual. That idea that seeking and separation are the absolute expression of unconditional love. It's just a concept.
The individual is also only a concept.
Well, not only a concept, it's an appearance out of nothing.
Yes, but the fingers are not like walls or like...
Fingers are like walls.
Yes, no way.
There's no more significance in that than there is in the walls.
So I can't find my individuality at one place in my body or something.
Not necessarily, although some people say they can, but in fact individuality is in the embodied sense.
Yes, sure.